Well, in fact, I was on the swale, having had those two little children of owl yesterday. The river is absolutely spot on here. It's got a lovely face and a nice bit of colour to it. If you're going to catch a owl in daytime, then these are better conditions than sort of deep, slow-moving water. Anyway, time will tell. It's an idyllic summer's day on the banks of the river. It's 24 degrees Celsius and a sort of whisper of cloud just stop the sun from beating down, and yeah, dragonflies whizzing about. And I've just had a half a decent take, but it didn't hook itself. It's just on 5 o'clock. So anyway, I've got a flask of tea and a quiche to eat, a newspaper, pass the time. Absolutely superb. The only thing that's missing is a big wrap round and a barbel, but it's early yet. Just notice here, lots of honeybees coming to collect moisture. I don't know where the nearest beehive will be. It's just this little patch of mud. You can be zooming in. Well, I don't think they're collecting the mud, I think they're just sucking up the moisture. A very dark bee. More bees have arrived. It's amazing how they tell the other bees in the hive where this is, because it's obviously quite a long way away. And that sort of complicated wiggle dance or waggle dance which they do. Tell the other bees where to come for water. That's one little thing, nature. before we have to go home. I just poured in a flask of tea and Rob was nearly a river. Anyway, there it is. It's a lovely fish. Stunning. Well, it's been an absolutely glorious afternoon, and just to round it all off, a barbel at 8:20. Anyway, it would be nice to stay on, but we have to be off. So from amongst the River Swale here, take care. I'll see you again. Bye bye. Well, just going to winding the rods in. This chub grubbed the rod. It's got a little problem there with its anal fin. Somebody's had a go at it. Apart from that, it's a lovely fish. Wednesday the 9th of July, just called into Topcliffe. There's a lot of water coming over that way. And it's all coloured, so it's obviously powered down up the dale somewhere. We got next to that one here, the other day. Rich living. Well, stopped in a base over here. Two cars, both showing back into it. Fantastic. Save my legs. Well, it's a glorious evening here on the River Swale, back down here. A slight breeze, cooling. 27 degrees Celsius it was earlier on. This wonderful bank of pinkish purple flowers, absolutely heaving with bees. Yeah, wonderful. Well, it's 8 o'clock, and so far, absolutely nothing. I'm not expecting anything for a couple of hours. If you were fishing at Topcliffe and you've lost a little sort of clicker switch thing for taking wireless photographs with your camera, you left it on the bank, and somebody has picked it up, and if you want more information about how to get it back, I think he's posted something on the Leeds Data Facebook page. You get some information there. Anyway, while I'm sitting here waiting for some rod action, I was just thinking about those honeybees yesterday on the bank collecting water from that little mud patch. I mentioned there the waggle dance. I used to keep bees a long time ago, but they're a bit of a nuisance when you're surrounded by neighbours. But the waggle dance had been mentioned hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. I think the ancient Greeks were aware of it, Aristotle and company. But it wasn't until an Austrian guy come along, a fella called Karl von Frisch, he realised that this bee waggling about was communicating with the bee. It was telling him something. But obviously he hadn't a clue what was going on. But eventually he broke the cord, he sussed it out. It's one of the absolute wonders of nature that these bees are able to do this. I mean, how it ever came about, I have no idea. But obviously, if you want to know more about it, you can find it on the internet rather than me ramble on about it here. But yeah, truly amazing. You know, on my way down here, obviously, the grain harvest is in full swing now, especially the winter barley. There's hot and dry weather, but some of the machinery that's driving around these little narrow roads, I mean, it's hedge to hedge tractor or trailer or both, weighing about 30 tonnes, or a huge combine, but they usually in the middle of the night, or a baler or some other massive piece of machinery. So it pays to drive more carefully while all this is going on. But listening to people talking, the grain harvest has been really good considering how much dry weather we've had. And the other thing about it, of course, is the grain is incredibly dry, so you're not having to pay to run a corn dryer to get the stuff within spec, so that you can sell it. So they're really pleased. Potato growers, on the other hand, I think they're struggling. Potatoes are a crop that needs an awful lot of water, especially just when they're flowering and forming the potatoes. So unless you've got access to a river or a borehole or something, I would think potato growing will be quite difficult. In fact, as I've been travelling about, I haven't seen many fields of potatoes, to be honest. Far fewer than usual. But much more corn on the cob or maize and strange flowering things, the names of which I can't remember. We get hundreds, thousands of visitors anyway, maybe millions of visitors for all I know, visiting the Yorkshire Dales, and quite rightly so. I mean, the scenery is magnificent. The dry stone walls and the field patterns and the flowering hay meadows, stunning. I mean, nice pubs, nice eaty places from Michelin star to sort of substantial pub grub. Lots of artisan cheesemakers and weavers and one thing and another. But if you really want to know about working and living in the Dales, the best place to go is to the local livestock auction mart. In my case, it's sort of Lairburn or Horse or going over to Kirby Stephen. And those of you who watch this videos will know that the main livestock crop here is sheep. Now, to most people,
a sheep is a sheep. It's a sheep. But there's far more to it than that. I mean, the language is, gimmers and hogs and tups and yows and whatever else, not to mention the various different breeds, is mesmerising. But if you go to the auction market, there's some real characters there, and they speak a completely different language. Dale's English. I was just looking at the prices, local prices that sheep were fetching at Horse Mart last week. Unbelievable. No wonder lamb is so expensive. More buyers than sellers. And I mean, it wasn't that long ago. I can remember you couldn't give them away. But different days today. Why that should be so, well, I'll leave you to suss that out. lovely swale barbel. A bit tail on it. And a lovely dorsal fin. Oh, that's really pleasing. It's just on 9 o'clock. Well, just repacking the bag. The usual thing. Another one. Glorious swale barbel. Anyway, it's time to go home. Lovely red glow in the sky. It's not a cloud anywhere, and it's quite warm. And a lovely moon. I can hold it steady enough. Well, it's been a wonderful evening. A cloud in the sky, it's been warm, next to no breeze. Seen a couple of hares running along the bank top opposite, like a silhouette. An owl. It was crying something quite large. It looked like a small rabbit, but rabbits aren't something you see down here. It's not very often. And a couple of nice barbel. One at 9 o'clock, and the other just when I'm packing away from the banks of the River Swale. Take care. We'll see you again. Bye bye.